And we have with us the two temporary custodians, Darlene and Tanya Battle, the guardian ad litem attorney for the children, Ms. Schrock. Are the children with you ladies, or are they at school or what? Should be here, but
Well, I excused them, Your Honor.
Okay.
It was, yeah.
That's fine. All right, and Ms. Evans Battle, the attorney for the petitioners, is here. And Ms. Sims, I think you've identified, you wrote some correspondence to the court that I wasn't, the parties didn't agree for me to read. So I think my clerk told you just to come to court
Yes, sir.
and tell us what your issue is. And my understanding is that you're a grandparent of one or both of these children, I think through the mother, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So you're the mother of Brianna Allen,
Yes, sir.
makes you a maternal grandmother of both of the children.
Yes,
And
sir.
looking at the file, it appears we have a personal service return from the sheriff's office on Montarius Tanner, that he was served. He's been served. He has, the hearing was set for 2:00 and he's not here and it's 2:11. So the petitioners have perfected service on what I think was the putative father of Aiden, and that cures the problem we had with service before we could finalize anything. Ms. Evans Battle, has anything changed with respect to the children since we met at the last hearing?
No, sir.
May 30th.
No, sir. They're still, they remain with the temporary custodians, and they're enrolled in school, and everything is going well.
All right. Ms. Watkins, tell me what it is. You're your maternal grandmother, and what is it you wanted the court to know about?
They went behind my back and took my grandkids, and they lied and said that there was no next of kin. And at that time, I was still grieving over my daughter and everything. And so when I asked them to bring them back, they told me they wasn't coming back. They wasn't gonna bring them back. And so I went to the school. Well, a couple of weeks or two passed by after they kept saying they wasn't going to bring them back. So I went up.
They said they were or they were not?
They were not.
That's what I thought you said. Okay.
They were not. And so at that time, like I said, I was grieving about my daughter, trying to get myself together. I mean, because it was hurting. And so I didn't go to that house, start no confusion. I even called the police to check into it, see what I can do. They told me that since there is no kind of will or anything drawn up or anything, you're gonna have to go by the courts and everything. So I did try to do that. And so I was even looked into a lawyer. And so after I did that, so once I had talked with the lawyer, she had gave me some legal advice, and she told me to, before she would take the case or anything, she told me to go to defects. She said, see if they have any kind of custody or do you know anything? But when we had the little section talking and everything, she told me. So I went to defects, and when I went to defects, I talked with Miss Jennifer White and the supervisor at defects. I talked with Miss Jennifer White, and we had a talk. And so I told her what the situation were, and I asked her why was my grandchildren in defects and all that kind of stuff with, pointed with them. So she told me, yes, she did. And she said that first she was shocked. She said, you're who? And I said, I am Teresa Watkins, maternal grandmother of Aiden Alonzo. She said, and she told her assistants to go and get her computer. So she came and she looked, she asked me, and I told her, I said, maybe it could be up on a Darlene Battle or a Tanya Battle. And then she looked at me and she said, Miss Watkins, I know I'm telling you more than I said. She said, yes, it was. She said, yes, it is. And she said, and how they got custody, temporary custody, because they said there was no next of kin. I said, oh my God. And so
I don't see anything that there's, the paperwork that was filed with this court said, they said
I don't-
something to the effect there was no next of kin able to take care of the kids. They didn't say there were no next of kin. And they, let me finish, they alleged that, that the father of Alan wanted the children to stay with them because he couldn't take care of him. So I don't think that's totally correct, but go ahead.
And so that's what was told to me from Miss Jennifer.
Okay.
And so I
The
went
kids were
there.
never in DFACS's custody. I asked DFACS to check out Mr. and Ms. Battle, not Mr. Ms. I'm sorry, the two Ms. Battles, so that I could determine whether their petition was appropriate. Go ahead. What else did you want me to know?
And so
Have you ever heard of Ms. Battle and Ms. Battle being referred to as the children's fictive grandmothers?
what was that, sir?
Have you ever heard of Ms. Battle, either Darlene or Tanya or both, being referred to as the children's fictive grandmothers?
No, sir.
Okay. Have you ever heard the kids call them grandma or any name like that?
No more than Nana. She must, you know.
They called
I call her-
Ms. Battle Nana?
Huh?
Did you say they called Ms. Battle Nana?
Darlene, they
Okay,
never heard them call her grandmama.
okay, but they
No.
called her Nana, so they had a
They have
relationship.
said Nana before. I mean, yes. Mhm.
Okay,
I have.
okay. What else do you want?
When
me
they were
to know?
small. What was that, sir?
What else did you want me to know?
Oh,
I interrupted you. I'm sorry. I asked you a question.
that's okay. I want my grandkids back with me. And that's the only thing to me of my daughter. And I believe I deserve to have my grandkids, for someone just come up and just take them away like that
Okay, well,
for no reason.
they filed a petition saying the reason was mom had passed away and the only dad alive said that they should take care of them.
Oh,
Did the lawyer you consult tell you that there was something in the law that said that grandmothers had first right to a child when a parent died? Because if the law says that, I'm not aware of it. But if it is the law, I need to know that. I've been doing this a long time, but I don't claim to know all the law or all the rules. Ms. Evans Battle, do you know if there's a statute? I know there is a order of preference when someone dies as far as who gets to be the executor of the estate. There's a preference based on relationship, but I'm not aware of anything about custody of a deceased parent.
No, there isn't. And the only issue with any rights, any statutory rights that would have been given as part of legitimacy or custody case, is my understanding, then the grandparents may assert at that time rights, but that's not the case here. This is a dependency action. And I think that we've, as far as I know, and in my research, even when I was researching for another case, in reference to that, the court indicated that, of course, the court can consider a relative of any type of relative, biological relative, in its consideration of the issue, but it's not an automatic right to custody. The court looks at what's in the best interest of the child. And Ms. Schrock is on if she knows something different.
Ms. Schrock?
well, yes, sir. I know that. I just know that we've had this issue come up in the past where, you know, either a relative, a fictive kin, or even a third party has come forward asking for custody of a child. And it, you know, for a variety of reasons. And then at a later date, another relative comes in and says, you know, they didn't know that the petition had been filed, or that they have some superior right. And I, you know, just as you stated, I'm not aware of anything in the law that gives any particular relative or anyone some superior right.
Ms. Watkins, did you hire the lawyer to help you in this case? Or you just got a consultation fee and you got to ask questions and he or she answered as best you could?
Yes, I just got consultation
Okay.
with her and everything.
See, I'm not allowed to give anybody legal advice. I can't give you legal advice. I can't give the petitioner
Yes,
or anybody, but I would encourage you to go back and talk, if you're comfortable with that lawyer, talk back to them and ask them that question. Because I need to know the answer to it. I've done this a long time and I've never run into that. That doesn't mean it's not there. The law's been there a lot longer than I have. But there is, you might want to talk. There have been arguments in the past about whether the statutes that provide in certain cases for grandparents to get court-ordered visitation, whether that applies to juvenile court proceedings or not. But that's something you could explore or ask that lawyer if that's something they can help you with, or intervening about the custody issue. But I don't know of anything that says that just because you're grandma, you get the kids.
yeah, but there are no kin to them.
It doesn't, I
Oh,
give
okay.
I give kids to third parties
Yes, I
fairly
understand.
frequently. It doesn't say
Yeah.
they have to be related.
Right.
But you acknowledge that they have some kind of
No.
quasi relationship because they call one of them Nana. Kids don't call people Nana if they don't know them like family. At least
No.
in my book, they don't. But,
Yeah, what they
that
call me.
doesn't mean,
grandma.
I'm not saying you're not the grandma.
No, they call me
Reason to
grandma.
doubt that, and I don't have any reason. As far as I know,
Okay.
you and your daughter were not estranged, where you didn't have any contact with her or her kids for a while.
I was staying with my daughter. Me and my daughters were staying together.
Okay,
And before she moved out of the house that what she was in, before she passed, she was staying with me, and she moved from there and got her own house, and I ended up moving with her.
okay. So you were living with her when she
Yes, I
passed away.
was from before she passed and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had the kids and everything. And when her health failed her, when she was in the hospital, I was taking care of the kids, making sure they go to
Mhm.
making sure they go to school, making sure they go to their games and stuff, and they practice and stuff. She left them in my hands.
Okay.
Me to take care of them.
Well,
Ms. Schrock, either you or Ms. Evans-Battle want to ask Ms. Watkins any questions about what she's told me?
Well, Judge, I didn't expect that we were gonna have a full-blown hearing here, but of course,
Well, y'all objected to reading the letter, so.
I did because, again, we have, the basis of the information that she is alluding to in the letter. We cannot verify because we don't have those witnesses here in order to verify that information. But I will ask her a few questions so that the court at least can have some peace of mind in its decision. Ms. Watkins, can you tell me, when Brianna was born, whose custody did you leave her in?
She was in my custody. She wasn't in our Darlene's custody. She was in my custody.
She was in your,
Darlene's supposed to have been the godmother. She was in my custody.
okay, if she was in your custody, then can you tell me, Ms. Watkins, whose care she was in?
She visited Darlene, yes, because she was the godmother, and I would let her go down there for the summer or whatever. But all through when she's going to school, she was at my house. And the only time that she did, the only time was when I did an affidavit with Tanya. One time she went to school in Henry County, but most of the time she was going to school in Stockbridge.
Okay,
And she
so
came down in the summertime.
are you contending that Brianna lived with you during the time in which she was growing up?
Yes, she was living with me. She was over there during the summer. I have records where she was in. school
And when
everything.
you signed the affidavit, you went through probate court, is that not correct? To
No,
give Tanya guardianship?
No. No, I didn't give no guardianship. I didn't give her no guardianship.
Okay,
It was an affidavit for her to go to school there.
but you don't remember going before the probate judge?
No, I didn't go before no probate judge.
Okay,
I don't remember what
And
judge.
at the time in which, but you contend that she never lived with you, that she never lived with the Battle family.
Yes, she have stayed with Darlene. Yes, true. She have
What
stayed
about
with
the
her
boys?
Huh?
What about
What's
the
that?
boys? When Aiden was born, where was he? Whose house was he living in at that time?
He was at Darlene's. He was with Brianna at Darlene's house. That's when Brianna was there. Like I say, she was the godmother, yes, and Brianna, she helped me through stuff with Bria and everything. Honestly, she did.
And when AJ was born, whose house was?
He was born at my house. She was staying with me when she was pregnant with AJ, and he stayed there for a while with me. Then she went back down there to Darlene now. And then off and on, the last place she was at my house, and she moved out.
Okay, and if we were to produce school records, whose address would be listed on the school records for AJ, I'm sorry, for Aiden, until the last year?
Until last year,
Mhm.
it was at Darlene's house. It was the school records.
Okay, and where were you living when Brianna passed away?
With her at her house,
And where is that at?
10294 Georgia,
Is that in Clayton County?
Clayton County. Yes.
Okay. And you've said previously that you attempted to go to the courts, you said you tried to go by the courts. What courts was that?
That was in Clayton County.
Did you file a petition or file any documentation in Clayton County?
No, well, I got the paperwork. No, that's when I went and talked with this lawyer. No, I didn't. I didn't find the paper.
And when did you go to Clayton County?
When did I go?
Yes, when?
I went back in November. Went back in November.
November what?
Oh, to be honest with you, probably around about the middle, maybe about the second week or so after my daughter was passed away. About a week after. I went to them and they told me, huh?
So you went in November to Clayton County Court. They gave you some paperwork that you took to a lawyer. When?
It might have been in December. It was in December. About the 1st of December.
And the lawyer told you to do what again?
She said before she took my case, she just gave me I had a consultation with her and she was telling me some things about how to go about doing things.
Those things was to go to DFACS. And when did you go to DFACS?
Oh, yes.
And when did you go?
DFACS on February, I think it was, February. It's in February.
That's fine. You said that was
February
February what?
No, it was in February. I know it was around the 1st of February.
Of this year.
Yes.
Okay. And
I can't find it.
what's the name of the lawyer?
Jessica Graham.
And where's she located at?
Vista Rica.
Vista Rica.
Villa Rica?
Yep. Sir?
Was it Villa Rica?
Villa Rica. Villa Rica.
Okay, and you said you spoke with Jennifer White. Let me ask you this question. You said you were living with her, you were actually living with her in her home, correct?
Yes.
And so do you have a lease?
Excuse me?
On her lease?
No.
Do you currently have a lease?
Yeah, well, yes.
You have a written lease that you can produce for the court?
Excuse me?
You have a written lease for this 10294?
Oh, no.
But that's where you live.
Not yet. Well, me and the since she had passed, I had talked with the landlord, and that's something that she's looking into of doing. She was asking me was I was going to stay on or not.
What's the landlord's name?
Excuse me?
What's the landlord's name?
Oh, God. That paper. It's a foreign name. Hold on. Did you bring it? Did you bring it?
Is there someone else in the room? Judge?
I was asking for the paper. Okay, where in the world did I put the paper?
Okay, then.
Please.
Can you tell me,
Gotta put up because, excuse me?
can you tell me, are you currently working?
Yes.
Okay, where do you work?
SSC.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
What is SSC?
It's like for the cleaning company for Henry County.
Okay. How long have you worked there?
Ever since January, it was January of this year.
Okay,
February to yeah. But right now I'm laid off. I took some time off to do this. I told them, and then it told me whenever get through, to come back, to come on back when they get ready, come on back. But right now I've been laid off and everything.
all right. And I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you about where you're living at. Are you paying rent there?
Ma'am?
Where you're living, are you paying rent?
Yes.
So the landlord is receiving rent from you,
Yes. Well, yes.
okay? And
Right now, until, like I said, right now, like I told her, I had been looking for something else that I didn't want to stay there, probably, everything. So I'm trying to get that situated.
Let me ask you this. Are the children's clothing and beds and things still in the house?
Yes, they are.
And did Darlene ask you to bring their clothing to them?
I brought the clothes to them. Yes.
You brought all the clothes to them?
No, I
What
did not. That was when I was telling her to bring them back before she did this, before this was done behind my back.
Okay. So all their clothes are still there and you did not bring?
Yes, I brought the clothes. Yes, I did. I have brought clothes and I have brought shoes. I even brought the stuff for them where they play ball and everything. I brought stuff. I even brought them stuff for Christmas and everything.
Okay, and how many times have you seen them?
I've seen them I've seen them about 3 or 4 times. I have, but really, be honest with you.
And when you were asking,
We can't hear with all that going on.
are you recording this?
That's not me. No.
Okay, is someone else in the room?
No, that was on their end. On their end.
Okay. Can you tell me if you said when you saw them 3 or 4 times, did they tell you you couldn't see them?
No.
Did you ever ask just for them to stay overnight?
Excuse me?
Did you
I
ever?
asked them to come home. To let them come home.
Okay.
Yes, I didn't. I figured they did that. They weren't gonna do that. Let me see them.
Okay, and they didn't tell you they could go visit, but they had custody of them.
Excuse me?
They didn't explain to you that you could visit with the kids, but they had custody.
They didn't tell me nothing about they had custody of them. I had to find out in the streets. Ma'am.
All right.
What? I didn't know none of this was going on till someone came and told me.
Okay. Are you sure you didn't talk to Darlene and she told you that she was going to get custody of the kids?
No, she did not tell me that. Only thing she just said that they wasn't coming back there.
Okay.
It was told to someone else that she said that she was going to get custody. I'm tired of playing with her because she's not. I'm not going to.
Objection.
Okay.
I'm not asking you a question right now.
Okay. Excuse me.
Can you tell me and so between November and now, what was the reason why you didn't seek the custody or it to be heard or anything else before then, before now?
Because at the time, well, I was going through something financially and everything.
Okay, financially, speaking of financially,
I
isn't it true?
mean, with the lawyer or whatever, the prices of a lawyer. The lawyer.
Okay. Did you apply for Social Security benefits for the kids?
Did I apply?
Yes. Did you apply to seek to receive their
That
Social
was
Security
when,
benefits?
yes, that was before all this went on, or before I found out. Yes, that week.
When did you apply?
I'm thinking, excuse me,
When did you apply?
about a week after my daughter passed. It was about a
Okay.
week after that, but I have not, excuse me.
I just said, okay. And then did you apply to receive to carry them as on your taxes for last year, for 2022?
2022, yes.
Yes.
Mm.
Even though you do not have the children?
Excuse me, last
Mhm.
year?
Yes,
Last year taxes?
yes. Yes, even though you
Uh-huh.
didn't have the children. Ma'am, I can't hear you. Did you answer?
What did you say now?
I asked you if you applied to claim them on your taxes for 2022.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And that was
Okay.
even including the fact that you did not have the children. Although you did not have the
did not know.
children, correct?
Yes, because I was assuming they was coming back home.
But taxes
Okay.
are different. They would
Okay.
have to, their mother was alive.
Right.
Okay. And can you tell me, all right, I think that for now, Judge,
Okay,
that would be all I would have, but you know, we would be received.
Ms. Rock, did you have any questions?
Well, before I
No, sir.
ask any
It's
questions,
fine.
I just wanted to clarify, are we treating the letter as a motion for I'm sorry,
I wasn't
a
allowed to,
motion for,
I haven't seen the letter because Ms. Evans Battle objected to me reading it. So no, there is no motion before the court other than her orally requesting for her grandchildren to be returned to her, which I'm going to deny because they're already in the temporary custody of the battle ladies. But go ahead.
okay, I'll just ask one question. Ms. Watkins, are you asking for your grandchildren to have custody of them because you feel like they're in harm's way? Do you have any concerns that their placement with the battles puts them in any kind of imminent risk or danger?
I'm not gonna say that there are no risk or no danger or nothing. But I did talk with my grandson, the oldest one. He did say that I talked with him, but no, I'm not gonna say that there are no risk or nothing. Not like that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
But
I don't have any other questions.
All right. Anything further? Anything you forgot to tell me, Ms. Watkins?
anything I had to tell you? About-
Anything you haven't
about the
already
case?
told me that you forgot to tell me? Or thought you wanted to tell me?
No, sir. I
Okay.
don't have anything. That really pretty much sums it up about
No.
how it happened and whatever went on.
There is a formal way to gain access to a pending lawsuit by intervention, which you haven't done, but people aren't able, they don't know to do that. That's why you go get a lawyer. But I've heard no reason in fact or in law to justify changing what I've already ruled on and that is these ladies have temporary custody of these grandchildren, your grandchildren, their fictive grandchildren. And hopefully y'all will be able to work something out where you can see your kids. You may want to consult back with that attorney in Villa Rica.
Yes, I will. I will.
About anything further that you can do, okay?
Yes, I'll be with
All
the
right,
attorney.
thank you for your time. And I will find that the putative father now has been properly served and we have jurisdiction over him. And the previous order will be made the final disposition order on the underlying dependency petition filed by Ms. Darlene and Tanya Battle. I'll circulate a copy of that order to the parties when I get it done. Thank y'all for your time, and we'll
Thank
conclude
you.
the hearing.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
I'll take care.
You
Uh-huh.
too.
Bye-bye.